guys? This is the Reminder 09 giving you another, actually for the first week of the UBC match. This is match number 1. This is me versus Adam Beasley in the deep. If you guys want to see the team building, check in the last video or in the comment section below, and let's begin with the battle. And right off the back, I'm going to lead off with his Landers as he leads off the Electron. So I knew he was going to have the HP Ice right off the back. I went for the U-turn just to get some damage to see what kind of bearing he is. As I went out to Amaldo also to check, and he does go for the HP Ice onto the Amaldo. So I knew he's going to switch out, decided to take the opportunity to set up rocks now, since he only defog he has is the Scissor. He does hard search intel to the Scissor as I expected, but I double out into the Mala just so I can get a free skull burn on this thing, try to burn this thing, try to kill it quickly. Sadly I don't get the skull burn on this turn, which kind of sucks, but what, you can't do anything about it. He does go for the U-turn, taking a clean good chip damage on it with the back helmet. So I just go for the toxic, knowing he's gonna switch out to someone other than his Sid or that U-turn. So I go for the protect the scout to see what else he's gonna go for. He does reveal the U-turn on his thing just so he could not get trapped by the lantern, which is a good play on Adam. And I go for the skull, and he goes straight for the thunderbolt, revealing that he's not a Scar, which I thought he was because, or specs or something, I don't know. So I go out the lantern, knowing that he now goes off Ultra, but he doesn't. He goes out to the Kiln Black, and this is where the match becomes really annoying. This thing actually costs him really huge issues for the whole game. So I go for the Bolt Switch, which doesn't do enough, so it reveals he's definitely bulky killing, and of course he's resistant. So I go out to Landers trying to get an Intimidate drop to see what kind of set he is. I saw the leftover, so I assumed that he's the sub boost set, so that it actually is a bulky set. But of course he goes to the Ice Beam, frees the Amaldo, so I have a ramble a little bit. Go out to Amaldo and try to get some HP back, as this thing set up a sub. So this is going to be a big problem because I don't have anything to like really touch him besides Scissor, but then I'm scared that what if he has HP fire on this thing? What else does he have? Like how much Earth Power does in this thing? Because I'm running like a speedy variant than a bulky variant, which I should have ran. But because of that freeze on Amaldo, I kinda needed Amaldo alive. So I'm forced to go do the same tactic, Volt Switch, U-turn, trying to break the substitute, as he does go for the Ice Beam, because he can pretty much do anything but once behind the sub. So all I can do is just go for the Volt Switch and stuff. He does go for the Ice Beam again, trying to predict the Landers to come back in, but I go for the Volt turn this turn, as I decided now is a good opportunity to go out into my Mega Scizor. And this is another thing I felt that I wish I could have done in the team building. I wish I should have put Knockoff instead of Bud Bite, because looking at the match, this Arcanine was actually really a nuisance, because he can literally just switch in for free, and he wasn't even a Rocky Helmet, so if I would have knocked off his leftovers, it would have actually made the match a lot easier to deal with. So I decided to go into my lure, go to the Flygon as I planned, but he actually reveals Toxic instead of Will-O-Wisp, which I was surprised. But I guess he did it because I have so many Steel type. So he goes out the Weezing. I predict him, and I went straight for Draco because I knew he wasn't going to go to Diancie at all, and he's probably going to sack Electrons, but I was surprised he went out to Weezing right off the back. So I'm glad I got rid of his thing, because this thing was also going to be a nuisance to deal with. So I double out into my Lantern, which this was a very horrible play on my part, because I didn't take this new blast because I'm not really special defensive, I'm physical defensive, so I should have went out to a Mala. So that was a huge mistake, because now I'm forced to let this thing die, which I should have not done that at all. I should have run out to Mala because it's a safe switch in. So he goes out into Arcanine, go for the Skull, as trying to see if I can get anyone else burned, but he did double out into his Diancie again, as I go out into my Flygon, which I felt that was, I should have just run out the Landers right off the back, knowing that he has Toxic, but I didn't. So, and this is what I mean, I should have switched out the first place, because you see I took like 50% or 53, so it wasn't going to kill me in the slightest, and I could have easily forced him to switch out, but I let Lantern die, which actually turns out to be a huge problem later on. So of course this match turns to a good Star Wars, because all I can really do is just wish pass and just try to wish pass the sun, but he's getting crits, he's behind a sub, I can't break the sub, so, and he has more Earth Power more than my wish, so that turns out to be a big nuisance for me. And looking back at this match, I made a ton of mistakes in the team building because, like I said, I needed more ways to touch kill him just in case he blinks Arcanine. Because just in case if I wasn't expecting the sub to be this big of an issue, but it actually turned out to be a huge issue. So I'm forced to witch. He getting crits. I think he late sometime late to get the special D drop on it, which forced me to switch out. Another thing that also bothered me was the freeze. Also kind of cost my Armando early on, and I didn't have leftovers on. I had Rock MZ. I was planning to use the Rock Z move on it. If I wasn't frozen, I may actually kill the Rock MZ, but of course I can't do nothing about it. So of course I'm forced to witch, forced to go with the protect. He gets the special G, but like I said, he's constantly using the power. I have no good switching for this thing because I don't want to take an Ice Beam. I don't want him to predict. So I should have wished again and then switched out the Scizor, but no, I went straight for Landorus because I knew he was just going to keep spamming low power. He wasn't going to go for Ice Beam anytime soon. Go for the U-turn, break the sub. I should have, this round I should have went out the Scizor. I think I do. No, I went to a Mola. I should have went the Scizor this turn, but because now he's just going to go for sub. But he doesn't this time. He actually goes for the Arcanine this turn. And I double out into my Scizor, which was a great play on him because now he literally just can do everything he wants. He can toss it for free. I should have done this turn 1, but of course I was scared of the Willow. So of course I go with the Landorus, and this this is the point when I start playing like really aggressive with Landorus because there was no point. So he goes with the Electros. I knew he was gonna go for it, and I go straight for the knockoff. I knew he was gonna probably sack this thing off. He's not going to dancing anytime soon. So what I decided to do now is, I think I go out into my Mulla on this. Actually, my Flygon is Death Foddered, and continuing, and then I hard switch right back out into my Landorus because I'm Scarf. So I decided to go straight for the EQ'd. Doesn't matter, do some heavy damage, and he went out to the Scizor, which is good because I can get rid of this thing really easily now because this is more of a bulky setup. But he didn't go for the Bullet Punch, but I was surprised to get some little bit of chip damage on it because it would have killed Landorus a lot faster. But it's a good kill right off the back. So I decided to go right for the Earth double out into a Scizor to onto the oncoming Ice Beam, which is a good play. As I decided, I don't remember this entirely. Do I go? Oh yeah, I double right back out the Lando. Actually no, I went out to a Mola. This is not the zone I did it yet. So decided to go out into Landorus again because I knew he was gonna go for the Toxic, but he didn't. Of course he goes right for the Flame Floor, predicting me to switch out to Landorus. So good play on him. So I'm forced to stay in because I can't switch out a lot anymore because I'm low. Does go out into the Q and Black and takes a good 50% of the EQ'd. So in this point, I was like, there's no point of trying to keep this thing alive. I might as well go for the EQ'd. He thought I was going to switch out, but I immediately stayed in with the EQ'd. I don't know if he did it as Death Fodder, but I wanted to get damage on that Q so I have enough chance to win. So it sucks. So he does get a good lead because he goes right out to Arcanine. I should have went out to a Mulla, knowing that he's going to switch out into this thing. As now you can get a free Toxic up, which sucks. And this is what I mean, I wish I didn't have Lantern, because if I still had Lantern alive, I would have been able to like heal bell all of this away and have more time to use them. But of course I let him die to a Dancy, which was probably the biggest choke of the match, because this kind of gives him more an advantage. So of course he's gonna go for the which I should have, and this is another play I should have done, knowing that he was definitely gonna switch, because it turns out I forgot about this as well. So I go for the Scald on the switch. I do get the burn, which is nice, but the biggest reason why I wish I went for Toxic is because I forgot that burn damage got nerfed in this generation. Instead of doing like 12.5, I think it does 6.5, something around that. It got halved. The burn damage got lowered, because the reason why I said this is because now he can just, when he subs, and if he kills Scizor, he pretty much won, because sure, he's burned behind a sub, but he's getting his leftovers the exact amount of damage he's getting back. So it's just basically pointless. While Toxic just adds on the longer he stays in. So if he was poison and he was sub, this would have been a lot more better, because it didn't matter if it was burned. Like, yes, because it turns out at the end he had Bulk Strike. Sorry if I'm stuttering. This is really lonely. Because the fact that he was scared of the Rocky Helmet on Mola, and I should have Toxic him. I would have a chance to win and actually probably start the Arcanine. But because the fact that I don't have Heal Bell and he has more recovery over me, and I have to waste a turn to use Witch, he pretty much won because he literally can just set up sub, take any of my skulls, install out all my skulls, and even if he did run out, I'll probably be low enough to the point where Bolt Strike will kill me, even though I am like 220 in defense. Like, I'm to the point where Toxic is probably gonna kill me. So at this point, it's just GG because I did so many mistakes in this match. I didn't think Bun. I think Bun was gonna be the best option, but it wasn't. It ended up like kind of benefiting him in a way because yeah, he can't use his Bolt Strike really, but he can still use his special moves and he still did a lot of damage. And I did another overposition right here up to the Scizord onto the Earth Power, thinking maybe I can learn one more, and that right there is a confirmed game. So it was a pretty good match. Back and forth. I really need to work on my team building. That's probably the biggest flaw. Like, he planned to counter my team so bad because Scizord actually went up against his team really well, but it is what it is. GD to Adam. Go check out his channel. I'm going to put his channel in the link description below, so make sure you guys check him out. Show him some love. Check out his perspective of the battle. The next battle we're going to be doing is going to be for the Boston B-Drill, so that's going to be a pretty another interesting match. So be expected to see that next week. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is a reminder for the most of practice, and I'll see you guys another time. Peace.